Well, hello to the Carnegie Library staff, supporters, and visitors. I'm United States Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock. I'm so elated to welcome you to the newly refurbished Carnegie Library, which will now stand as a free and accessible resource to the community for years to come. Let me begin by recognizing the leadership of Live Oak Public Libraries and its board for having the vision of reimagining Carnegie Library in a way that honors its roots and sets a path forward. It is particularly special that my hometown of Savannah is preserving this great historical landmark. It is a place where I have precious childhood memories. It is a place that helped me in my own intellectual curiosity and love of learning as a child. So please enjoy the library and all of the culture and history it has to offer. Thank you to the hardworking team that made this possible, and thank you to the public for supporting this worthwhile project. Keep the faith and keep looking up.
My name is Lola DeWitt. I'm the Executive Director of Live Oak Public Libraries. The Carnegie Project is a move to change the library from a circulating library into a special collection library. So what we'll be doing is making that a place where people can come and learn about the impact of Black Savannians. They'll be able to learn more about Gullah Geechee history in this area. We hope to collect the materials and notes and papers from notable Black Savannians in the area, in the greater Savannah area. We also hope to form a partnership with ASALH so that we have what was called Freedom School, so that the stories and the histories of people of color of this area are not erased. The project came about in an interesting way. I attended the Key West Literary Seminar, and the subject of that seminar was elevating Black voices. And as I was attending it, I thought that Savannah has the same rich cultural Black history that Key West had, and wouldn't it be great if we could change Carnegie into a place that amplified those voices and protected those stories? I started having discussions with influential African Americans in the community about my vision, and they were all on board, and that helped us form an advisory committee. And in addition to that, we looped in the staff at Carnegie to have a say into what the renovation should look like, what the spaces should look like. So between the staff and some community members, this vision started to come about.
My name is Patrick Shea, and I'm the senior architect with GM Shea Architects. We're an architectural firm that's been in Savannah for almost 75 years, be 75 next year. And my affiliation with the project is I'm the architect of record, and I've worked closely with Meredith Stone to help make sure the building is going to be as good as it possibly can be.
My name is Meredith Stone, and I am a project manager at GM Shea Architects. I've been working with this firm for 10 years and have been working on the project since its inception, since it walked through GM Shea's doors.
Well, the Carnegie Library's significance is that it's one of the many Carnegie Libraries in the United States. But this one was particularly significant because it was specifically requested by leaders from within the African American community in Savannah at a time when they weren't empowered under normal circumstances. So the fact that the library exists is a bit of a minor miracle to begin with.
Both of my grandparents were pretty prominent leaders in Savannah. My grandmother was the director of Head Start, and my grandfather founded 4-H on Savannah State's campus. The library was really integral to the missions that they both upheld to make sure that the youth in Savannah were educated and the Black youth had access to materials in order to become prominent working adults and citizens. And my dad, of course, grew up as a kid here, and he used to walk to the Carnegie Library and check out his books every day. In fact, don't tell anybody, but we still have a couple of Carnegie Library books that I think my dad checked out still in my house today that never got returned. But it's been a phenomenal impact on my family, on every Black family that I know from Savannah.
The thing that strikes me about its current location is how much of an anchor it was for that part of the community at the time. It was a destination for Black people from all over Savannah, but particularly the east side of Savannah, where it was within walking distance for most of the area residents. So it had a lot of significance to the community in that form. And over the years, it's evolved to be something that is also of significance to a much broader Savannah community, someplace that's very much revered for its past, but also now, we hope, going to be something that people relate to for its future as well.
The significance in the neighborhood is really important because Dixon Park was a place for prominent middle-class Black citizens that were doctors and lawyers and teachers. It was really an epicenter for Black families. It's extremely important for that reason, and that also significantly helped inform the design of what we've moved forward with today. The library has some very intricate, beautiful details on the inside, and we really worked hard to accentuate the richness of the details and the origin of some of the design that was input inside. It is prairie style architecture on the exterior, but on the interior it has a lot of Art Deco features. And so one of our strong concepts was introducing pillars of deep, rich Black success. And so that informed things down to the column colors, uplifting hope, and the bright new ceilings that we have inside that will just, bring better light, better lighting, a brighter atmosphere, but then also bring us back to our roots of the rich, deep woods and materials that really made the Carnegie a special place for generations prior to its previous renovations in the 2000s.
For an architect to have the opportunity to work on libraries, places that are kind of sanctuaries for literacy, that's a privilege. Being able to work on a library with this much history is a special privilege. And being able to work with the leadership of Live Oak Public Libraries is just a joy. They have a way of looking at things that, brings a lot of new life and energy to the buildings. And we're really excited about that because it's very important to preserve the past, but it's also at least as important to preserve the future. And that's what they're involved in doing right now.
Knowing my family's roots in Savannah and knowing the kind of impact that this library had on me as a child and had on my friends and just our community in general, it was very appealing in that way. And then also the opportunity to make a beautiful historic and unique building to Savannah resilient and give it possibly another 100 years of life. Those types of things really were magical in being able to work on this project. Literacy,
the meaning of literacy is evolving pretty rapidly now. It's certainly going to be a place for books, but it's going to be a place for a lot more. It's going to be a place for history, a place for being able to retain records of a lot of the struggle. The struggle for equality was in some ways played out through this building, and that struggle is still to some extent ongoing. But the history of the struggle is largely not recorded in conventional ways. There aren't a whole library full of books about that. So I think one of the things that I'm really excited about is the ability to have a place where people can give their oral history of their lived experiences that were associated with the building, and I'm especially excited about that. But overall, as a place for being able to remember and also look forward to the day when maybe there won't be a struggle.
The difference between a public circulating library and a special collections library is that the new Carnegie Library will be a place for research and study of archives, and it will hold rare manuscripts, rare books, and special collections that will not circulate. So the purpose is to use those things on site. We'll also have lectures and rotating exhibits. So that's the biggest difference. So one of the things we're most excited about is that opportunity to be able to tell the full, complete, and accurate story. And that's something that the staff and the community is going to have to participate in and help us with, and we're excited about that. So my hope is that it will be the place where people come to learn about the impacts of Black Savannahans in the greater Savannah area, that the Gullah Geechee culture will be explored and understood, and that place will be a source of pride for everyone in the community.